countdown. Okay, so if you guys get logged out for any reason, please do know that Schoology window is being screencasted, and once I have uploaded it to my teacher YouTube channel, it's private. It's only for those who are enrolled in the class, and it's I always make sure that it's tagged as a video for kids, so nobody can post any comment and stuff like that. So I do screencast the Schoology. So if you get kicked out, you can follow later on by watching it or the parts that you miss. Okay, so now let me share my screen with you. And oh, I'm happy. More people are joining us. Let me just go to the weight room and admit them. Give me one sec. All right. So now I'm going to share my Schoology window with you. Okay. All right. So in the My Digital Notebook part, if you could please toggle to the next slide and keep going all the way until you see a slide that looks like this. And you can make it bigger on your screen if you want to. Okay, so I'm going to make it bigger so you guys can see better. I'm going to minimize my zoom window so no face or name is showing on the screencast. All right, here we go. So what are we doing today? We are doing um, two activities today and one individual work. The first one, I call it the 4 fours. And then the second one, I call it the keywords used in math problems. You don't have this slide in your digital notebook, but I'm going to show you later how you can copy it. Okay? Oh, all right. I'm going to get started by going to week 2 folder. So if you could please open your week 2 folder and go to interleaved warm-up mental math. So go ahead and open that. Okay. Why is it showing me period 1? I'm in period 3 right now. In one sec, I'm going to change to period 3. I think I have so many windows open. Okay, so period 3. Okay. So you will see a warm-up in Schoology, and it's similar to the homework that I gave in Delta Math last week. So it's light work, don't worry. Okay, it looks like this one. Why is it at the bottom? I should place it like at the very top. Okay. So click on interleaved warm-up. Every time you do a warm-up, you have two possible attempts. Okay, two possible attempts. So right now, it's showing me that nobody has tried it yet. Oh, Valerie has tried it already. So you click on start attempt. Let me just admit everybody from the waiting room right now. Okay, so in this assignment or warm up, you're given two attempts to do it. If necessary, you can show your work on your notebook. And it's very important for this class to document what you're doing. So if you're not typing on the screen, you should be writing on your notebook. But since this is just a mental math warm up, you will find that you probably can answer this, from the top of your head. So that's why I put here only if necessary. Okay, if you show work on another piece of paper, do not throw that away. Okay, one thing you're gonna learn from this class is to keep everything, document everything, even like the tiniest, so randomly shaped scratch paper, because you will need that. And I'll show you how you can document that. If you start a new attempt, the warm up looks like this. Okay, either my internet is going slow or all right. So you have an answer bank right here. It's called word bank though in Schoology. So you click on blank one and then you figure out, what's the answer to question number one over here. If you do make a mistake in your first attempt, it will show you what you got wrong. And then in the second attempt, you can figure out, what's the correct answer to the problems you got wrong. So I'm going to go on mute mode and give you about 5 minutes to do that. Okay? All right. So go ahead and do your warm up. It's 10:21, so I'll unmute myself at around 10:26. Go, go, go. You guys have 2 minutes remaining. 2 minutes remaining. All right, time is up. Okay, so in the in the chat, could you please um, give me a feel of, like whether the time I gave you was enough for a warm up like that. Normally, on a daily basis, when I say daily, that's when, every time you have Zoom, you will see a warm up. Okay, and I would just say, all right, in the next 6 or 7 minutes, go ahead and do it. Okay, cool, awesome. All right, so So now you get a feel of how, to enter your answers in Schoology. And I don't know if you've done that in the past, but I just want to make sure that all of us are in the same boat. So I want to practice everything with the class together. So right now I can see that some of you submitted your responses. Some of you actually are on your second attempt. That's good. So when you guys are done, okay, I'm going to send you something in the chat. When you are done, okay, I want you to open this link in the chat. Oh, I'm so sorry, Giselle. That's okay. The good thing about having everything in Schoology is if you miss something, you can find it there. And I'm also screencasting my screen and with my, voiceover. So hopefully I can upload the video later on and you can figure out what you missed. Okay. But don't worry, I'm not recording. I'm not recording the Zoom chat or the Zoom video. No, it's just okay. It's just the Schoology screen. Okay. All right. So I did not receive any other message about not being able to open the link. So I'm assuming you're good, right? Okay. So by default, it will only allow you to view the document or the Google slide. So what do you need to do in order to edit it? You have to file. You gotta go to file, make a copy of the entire presentation, and then I would suggest that you come up with a systematic way of naming things in your drive, because if we will be doing this every single time we Zoom, you'll probably have 1,000 file at the end of the semester. So like for my case, I'm using the subject first, right? I'm using the subject algebra 1 A, and then 2.1. I named it 2.1 because I gave it on week 2, and it's the first thing that it's the first agenda that we're doing, and I even put the date. So if you can come up with, a creative way of naming your files consecutively, that would be good. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna cancel this so because I already have my own copy. All right. So once you can edit that, in Schoology you can screenshot your answers. Am I right? So go back to Schoology. I'm sorry, be patient with all of these. We have to switch from one screen to another, you know. But the part that I'm showing you right now, you can also, um, oh, I think I forgot to pause sharing. I'm sorry about that. Okay, and I think that's what somebody was trying to tell me earlier. Okay, one more time, you go to file and then make a copy, and then you rename the presentation. Okay, and come up with a systematic way to name them in your drive. Okay, so once you have that and you can edit it already, you can you know take a picture of your Schoology warm up and paste it on this big white space over here. You see this blank space here? It says when done, copy and paste here. So what you can do is you go to your interleave warm up where it's showing your answers. And can somebody tell us how to, if you know how to screenshot in a Chromebook? I'm not using a Chromebook, but in the classroom, I normally tell my kids you press Control. shift, and then there's like an icon above the number 6. So it's the one above 6. That should be the way to screenshot. Or if you're using a computer, you can do snipping tool, if that works. Okay, so you have to take a screenshot, or you know what, if you have your phone with you, take a picture using your phone, you save it in your drive so you can also access it in your computer. So that's the good thing about having your phone and your computer, both logged into LAUSD. You can easily transfer files from one to the other if you sync them up. The problem is if, let's say for example, I have other accounts. I have Yahoo account. I have another account for my social media. So the phone might act up in case it doesn't know which account to follow. But yeah, so please explore different ways, whichever convenient ways you can screenshot. But the bottom line is, you can do this later. You take a screenshot of your Schoology work and then you paste it over here. Okay? Okay. You can resize all of these once you receive the copy. So all the text boxes here and the font, you can change them so you will have more space. Now, if you did not hear last meeting, or if I forgot to mention, your digital notebook is like a digital project every grading period. Let me say that again. In the classroom, I normally check notebooks every grading period. So the reason why I keep pushing more slides to you is just so you can copy this into your digital notebook. So if you downloaded your digital notebook last week, then you don't have this slide. So what are you going to do? You can copy everything from this slide. So how do you do that? I'm using a mouse and I'm using a computer, so it may be different from yours. Um, so what you can do is you guys can copy, everything from this slide and transfer it to your digital notebook. Okay, so you can have a copy into your digital project. Now, what if you're scared of, messing the template up and stuff like that? Don't worry about it. Once I've sent it to you via Schoology, you're not you're not messing up my original copy. But in your case, if you want to have a backup, what you can do is in your digital notebook, you can duplicate a slide. You see, I'm right clicking, okay? If you click new slide, it may not show everything. So don't click on new slide if you want to have an exact copy. And see how I can just easily delete because I made a mistake. So there you go. And then just go back to the slide that you want to duplicate. So we go right click and then duplicate slide. Okay. And then if you want to copy like your warm up stuff and everything from Schoology, you can do it in one slide and then later on, oh yeah, I did it right. Then you can just delete the duplicate. Or you can just save it like that because you'll never know, we'll have another one tomorrow when we meet, right? Okay, so that's how your digital notebook works. Now, sometimes I will send you a different template, let's say this one, the word wall, and you run out of space, then all you need to do is just right click again and duplicate slide. Okay, hopefully it will not mess up, the table of contents when you present it, but if it does, don't worry so much because they are in chronological order anyway. Okay, and quickly, somebody asked me, how do you turn in the all about me slide? Okay, so when you're turning in only a page of your digital notebook, am I going too fast? Just let me know, honey. So please comment in the chat if there's anything that you want me to repeat. Or just like what I mentioned, I'm screencasting this one. So if you want me to just go on, you can just watch the video later. Okay, so how about if you want to turn in only one slide? So you go to File and then make a copy and then you click on selected slide. So right now, the slide I'm on is the all about me. So if I want to turn that in, then I will just say, oh, this is my, my Algebra 1, 1.1 homework from last week, and it's the all about me. There you go. So you can rename them and so on and so forth. I'm gonna cancel this though because I already have a copy on my drive. Okay, so that's how you can turn in a part of your digital notebook without including the other slides. Okay, so let's go back to our agenda. So we've done the warm up. Now we're gonna do a Nearpod activity. Okay, so how do we do this? Can I move on? Okay, if I don't see any comment, I'm assuming that we're good, and I'll just move on to the next one. Okay, so we did the warm up. I'm gonna skip this for now. I'll show you how to do that later on. Now click on this one, this link. All right, so it should automatically bring you to the Nearpod activity without entering the code. But let me know if it's asking for a code, and we could just copy it from here. JANMQ. But if you copy the link, just like how you do the Zoom link, it just takes some time to kind of load. It doesn't mean it's not letting you, but it's just, taking time depending on how fast your internet is. You can see mine is slow because it took a long time. All right. So type your first name, and then click on join lesson. There you go. I'm going to join as well. All right. Let me know if it took you there. hmm I am monitoring the chat just in case somebody sends a message. Otherwise, I'm going to assume you guys are doing great. Okay. All right. So now, here's what we're going to do. You will see the four fundamental operations: plus, minus, times, divide. What you will do is to write down keywords describing each of the four fundamental operations. It wouldn't let me in. Okay, honey, let's try another way to do it. How about you do this on another tab or on your phone, and then you enter the code, this one. Okay. If it still doesn't work, don't worry about that. You can just type your responses to the chat, and I could read it as well because the chat is, also displayed in like 1/10 of my screen right now. Okay, so let's move on. If you were able to log in, here we go. You're doing it. Oh my God, you have a lot already. Is this yours or did you add more? Cool, I can see more being added right now. Groups off, increasing numbers. Awesome. Okay, you guys surprised me. Okay, I think I went too slow with that one. Okay, cool. That's a good idea, Giselle. So you can see the screen and then you're responding on the phone. That's cool. All right. So these are just some of the keywords that we see in word problems. And if we see them, that means we're going to translate it as addition, right? And also, if you want to save this file, you can click on this notebook over here. There's like a little icon. And if you do that, you will automatically save the whole presentation in your drive. Well, do you have to do that? I suggest doing so because remember, in your digital notebook, you have to take a screenshot of your response or somebody else's response that you can resonate with and have an evidence of it and paste it in your Google notebook or digital notebook. Increasing numbers, some, cool. And just like in your social media, you can give them some hearts, you can give them some likes. Awesome. All right. There is an option for me to kind of show the names as well, but I would like to stay on, the responses, keep the responses, as anonymous. So when we're doing math problems and you're kind of not so confident about your answer, I still want you to share it because, you know, the best way to learn is to kind of, um, what do you call this? Like go back to those that we got wrong and figure out, what we can improve on. Okay, we're gonna keep moving on in this task. Here we go. I think I planned too much for this day. I planned another one, and I forgot that it's like a shorter day today because it's Monday. Okay. All right. Difference. Awesome. Okay. Minus. Takeaway. Put some more, guys. Other stuff that you guys can use to describe subtraction. Okay. Decreasing numbers. All right. Diminished by, right? It means the same thing as decreased by. Okay, now let's go to multiplication, but keep putting your answers in. Um, doubling. How many more? Times, product, multiply, adding a number certain number of times. A number times the number. Awesome. And what do you call those two numbers being multiplied together? Starts with the letter F, but not the bad word. So, what do you call the two numbers being multiplied? Oh my god, I so miss the classroom. I can imagine myself like walking from one table to the other, and you're like, all right, come on. What do you call the numbers being multiplied? I hope we could go back to the classroom as soon as possible. Number times a number, a certain number of times. Cool. Some more responses. So the two numbers being multiplied are called the factors, right? So if you see the keyword factors, that means you're multiplying two stuff to get the product, right? So these keywords are associated with multiplication. hmm Or six groups of three, right? For six times three. Okay. Oh, I was about to like my own responses, but anyway, here we go. Um, division. Division. Okay. A number cut into equal portions, quotient, dividend. Mm-hmm. All right. Is there anything we guys can add to these? Okay. All right. So as I have said earlier, if you haven't done so, save a copy of this presentation in your drive. And then later on, can somebody tell us what to do? How do we show that we did this? How do we show it in the digital notebook? Can somebody explain either by unmuting themselves or typing it in the chat box? Cutting a number. Cool. So what do we have to do to show evidence of our work? Somebody tell us or chat. So remember, you have to take a screenshot. You have to take a screenshot. Take a picture. Awesome. Thank you, Annalise. Did I say your name right? I'm so sorry, honey. Yeah, but okay. So on some days that we will have, Monday meetings, Mondays are designed for support stuff, so not really like to teach new content. New content should be taught on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays. But hopefully in the following Mondays, I will be able to like, meet with some of you in small groups. Um, so we can have really like a nice chat, without showing our faces to everybody if we're not comfortable. But at least, you and I can interact more, in a more personal way. Okay, so hopefully we'll do that in the following Mondays. I will be setting up schedules with you. Yeah, like maximum of, four each group, and then we will rotate. While some are in the waiting room, I'll let like four at a time to come in, so we can talk, more closely. Okay. All right. So I'm going to close this window, but you have the code and everything, so you can do that again later on. I'm going back to week two folder. All right. So for your individual work today, I want you to look at two IWs or individual work. So the first one is the period three class all about me. Okay, so I hope that most of the things you wrote on your slides are, you're comfortable in sharing them. If not, you can take away some of the stuff before you copy and paste them into this. Because what does this look like? Since we don't meet together in the classroom, and ideally I want to make everybody, you know get to know each other little by little. So I'm going to open this in a new tab because it's way easier. So what you're going to do is you're going to copy everything in your from your digital notebook to the class page. So I have already copied mine into this. So if you're using a computer, just like draw a box around everything that you want to copy. Oh, my computer is slowing down. Okay, or you can do Control Shift and then press the key above six. So this has so many blank slides. It has so many blank slides. Okay, and what I would like you to do is, you know, you take any blank slide. Okay, mine is, I think, in slide number 30 plus. I put mine in the very last portion, or maybe number 45, I don't know. But I made sure that there should be enough slides for everybody unless more students were enrolled. But if you find no more blank slide, you know how I taught you how to duplicate a slide, right? So you can duplicate a slide and so on. So on this slide, all of you can edit at the same time. All of you can edit at the same time. So we can all see now, we begin seeing those letters, right? Okay, so that means those people are already in this slide. So I don't know how fast or slow this would be depending on how many are logged in at the same time. But anyway, we'll make it work, right? We'll make it work. Um, okay, please do not add this template. Oh, okay, so let's delete that one, Giselle. Um, when you when you duplicate a slide, just duplicate the current one that you have, but don't apply any layout. Okay, so it will just copy the same exact thing. All right. So what you will do is from your all about me. I don't know where my all about me went, but it should be somewhere here. Okay, so what you need to do is you're gonna copy your all about me slide so you can, you know, draw a box around everything and then copy and paste it into that document or class page so everybody can see your all about me slides. And then later on, hopefully our next check-in tomorrow would be you're going to insert a comment on a slide that say, oh, you know what, I have the same type of pet. Oh, or maybe, oh yeah, I enjoy doing the same thing too, and so on and so forth. Okay, so that's the goal of this one. We cannot get to know each other in a personal way, but or I mean in a physical, setting, but at least we can find those little pieces where we can connect together. Okay? I'm gonna close this for now, but you guys can edit that later on. I do hope that you will practice responsible use of technology and you will not take advantage of the opportunity that you guys can see each other's responses. Okay, the next individual work that I'm going to explain, pardon me for cutting that short because we are leaving in about 15 minutes or so, and I want to have some time for questions as well. The next individual work that you will do is called my online learning plan. And I'm doing this because I want to know how I can help you more. You know, more than being a teacher, I'm a mom also, and in the same way as you guys are struggling with this online learning, I'm a struggling parent too because you can see like Sometimes my kids come here and Zoom bomb because they need help in their work. There's a third grader, there's a preschool, but I just have to be professional and say, hang on, honey, I'm with my students right now. But in cases when my husband cannot help them because he's also busy in Zoom, I will ask for you know, for your graciousness to let me be out for like 2 minutes just to kind of help my kids as well. All right. So anyway, this is my online learning plan, and this is how we can share our challenges, our plans, just so we can navigate through this online learning. So, for example, how will I connect and where will I do it? So in my case, I use an LAUSD laptop, and normally I stay, you know, what do you call this? Like I make sure that at least one more device is open just in case I get logged out of Zoom. Okay, and then where can I go to work on my assignments? In my case, my workspace, I don't know if you heard last week, it's just like a bedside table because I'm in the bedroom. This is my workspace. Because my husband is in the kitchen zooming. The living room is split into my third grader and my preschool. So there's a lot of challenges, and I've been open, with all of you guys regarding that, and I'm asking for your grace in advance. Pardon me if I'm not at my best because of those restrictions, in the same way as I do respect yours as well. Okay, so all you need to do is just answer these prompts. Okay, um, you can use bullets if you don't want to use sentences. And then the second part is a letter to my teacher. So you write your honest responses. When would you like me to kind of bug you? And I'm like, hey, come on, what's going on? So what's the best way to communicate with you? Is it Remind, Schoology, or do I call parents on their phones, etc., etc.? So that's going to be your individual work for today. More like your homework when I say individual work. Okay, so we have a couple of minutes remaining. Our time ends at, we started at 10:05. We're supposed to be in Zoom for 40 minutes only. I'm sorry for going over time, but yeah, you can spend the remaining time until before you log into period 5, or stay online and ask me some questions until maybe around 11 o'clock. Okay, so right now I'm opening the chat for questions, and feel free to unmute yourself as well if you feel that it's easier to say the question aloud. It's dead space. You guys are so quiet. Maybe we should play some playlist right now or whatever. You can text me in Schoology. Okay. Hmm. Who took algebra last year? Did it take again this year? That's a good question, Annalise. You know what? Okay, if we are not in the chat room, I will probably ask you for more details. But can you send me a remind text about like what grade you got, what school you were from, and then we'll figure out from there. Okay? Thank you. Oh, Javier, you can leave anytime. I'm just trying to answer questions right now, but we only Zoom for 40 minutes, so we should have ended at around 10:50. Yeah. Okay. What was the website you were just on? Oh, it's a San Pedro website with a schedule. I just went to San Pedro High School. Yeah, sanpedrohs.org. I can like type it here, I copied and pasted. There you go. It has the schedule all the way until week 3 as well. Yeah. You can text me on Schoology to remind me to do something. Oh, great, Angelina. Can you please write that in the document that I uploaded to your Schoology, it says my online learning plan. So you're gonna write down the details on that document, and then when you're done, you have to submit it. Okay, you can do that until 11:59 tonight. Okay. For the All About Me slide, are we all submitting on that same slide on the digital notebook? Um, you have to make a copy of that slide alone, honey. So how do you do that? You go to File and then make a copy, but instead of doing entire presentation, you have to click Selected Slide. So when you do that, you have to make sure that you are on the slide that you want to make a copy of, and that's the one that you will submit to the homework. Or if that's so confusing, I shared like the period 3 class All About Me, um, you know, class file or class folder where everybody will be pasting their, All About Me, so I can also check it from there. I don't have my learning plan in the documents. Oh, okay. Um, oh, I think I know what happened. So since you recently joined the class, honey, it probably did not upload in your thing, but give me one sec. Let me open it and then I'm gonna share it with you like right now. So we don't have to worry about forgetting to attach it and everything. Um, all right, Cherish. See if that works. If it allows you to only view it, just go to File and then make a copy so you can edit it. Okay. Are there any more questions? And feel free to send me texts via Remind. I am more reachable via Remind because, I'm on my phone when I'm not on the computer. I try to kind of stay away from the computer until maybe like 30 minutes before I go to sleep. So if you're sending messages in Schoology, I probably won't see it like late in the night. So in Remind though, like you can reach me anytime. Even if I'm at the beach, I answered text messages last time. Okay. Or yeah, or I'm waiting for you know, my dish to be cooked. If I can text, I'll text back. All right. So it's 10:59. If you guys have no more questions, I thank you for joining me today, and hopefully, less technology glitches in the following days. So take time to, do something you enjoy today or at the end of the day. All right. Okay. Bye, everybody. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you all again tomorrow.